My life, looking through the lenses of my past. I have learned, yes, I have. Now I have answers. Looking in the mirror at myself, and I'm liking what I see. But it's been a journey to get here. It's been a journey to get here. Looking in the mirror at myself, and I'm loving what I see. But it's been a journey to get here. It's been a journey to get here. To the place of recognition of me, myself and I. 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 Questions, yes, I have. Trying to make sense of my life, looking through the lenses of my past. I have learned, yes, I have. Now I have answers. Yes, I have. Looking in the mirror at myself, and I'm liking what I see. But it's been a journey to get here. It's been a journey to get here. Looking in the mirror at myself, and I'm loving what I see. But it's been a journey to get here. It's been a journey to get here. To the place of recognition of me, myself and I. 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 Questions, yes, I have. Trying to make sense of my life. have learned, yes, I have. Now I have answers. Looking in the mirror at myself, and I'm liking what I see, but it's been a journey to get here. It's been a journey to get here. Looking in the mirror at myself, and I'm loving what I see, but it's been a journey to get here. It's been a journey to get here. To the place of recognition of me, myself, and trying to make sense of my life, looking through the lenses of my past. I have learned, yes I have. Now I have answers. Looking in the mirror at myself, and I'm liking what I see, but it's been a journey to get here. It's been a journey to get here. Looking in the mirror at myself, and I'm loving what I see, but it's been a journey to get here. It's been a journey to get here. To the place of recognition of me, myself, and trying to make sense of my life, looking through the lenses of my past. I have learned, yes I have. Now I have answers. Looking in the mirror at myself, and I'm liking what I see, but it's been a journey to get here. It's been a journey to get here. Looking in the mirror at myself, and I'm loving what I see, but it's been a journey to get here. It's been a journey to get here. To the place of recognition of me, myself, and Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. We are here, and is it not an amazing day? Is it not an amazing day? It's an amazing day. It's still a good day. It's an amazing day. It's an amazing day because, number one, we're here, right? And we're grounded in gratitude. That makes it an amazing day. We're here with cognitive ability. Makes it an amazing day. We're here on the cusp of some hard work that we as people, we as a nation now have to do. Good morning, Karen. Good morning. Yeah, we're on the cusp of some really hard work. So hope everybody got some great sleep last night. Hope your sleep was really good because we got a lot of work ahead of us now. What are we going to do? 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 There were so many things that was said in speeches and that beautiful poem yesterday. I am so grateful for new spirits that exist, new people that exist with the gift of poetry and the gift of words to be so eloquently challenging us with every syllable and every letter and resonating words so they mark not just our minds, but they mark our souls. I think that was such an amazing, amazing speech. But I'm going to save the huge amounts of my comments on that for later on today when I do the show with my great friend Trisha. So I want to invite everybody, please ensure at 1 p.m. Central you tune in with myself and Trisha Broderick. We're going to be here live on LinkedIn. Make sure you tune in with us. This is our regular bi-weekly show where we continue having conversations about the things that affect us, about some hard race conversations that we will be having. So I want you guys to make sure that you do tune in 1 p.m. Tune in later today on LinkedIn. And if you go to my LinkedIn page, you will see the notification in the post, so you know exactly where to tune in. But let's get ourselves going. When I tell you that I personally this morning have got such a keen sense of, yes, here's this big goal, right? Here's this humongous product goal that was put in front of us yesterday, right? And we're hearing about all the little bits and wondering, well, what's the highest priority? What's the highest priority? What's the highest priority? And I think for each of us, we're going to find that the prioritization is probably going to come from ourselves and our own personal sense of value of what it is we want to see happen in this that is our world, right? I think that's going to be really ultimately what's going to set the value for us, is what is it that we believe is important for us, important for the legacies we want to leave behind, important for the world that we truly want to see. How do we want to see things mirrored? But before anything, and the one thing I heard yesterday and I witnessed from so many people, that they were grateful. They were very, very, very grateful that everything they had hoped was at least being articulated, in the hope there was healing. So this morning, when we go into our immediate meditation that I'm going to put us into, I want us to be grateful about healing, grateful that healing comes, grateful that healing manifests for us, that healing becomes part of what we see in the everyday healing. The healing is just everywhere. I want us to be grateful for that. Let's begin by being grateful. Good morning, good morning, good morning, ladies. I have got the gratitude meditation playing right now. And what I need to do is put that up for you guys so that you can hear also. If I go into my playlist. Tracy, I have not forgotten about you. I want you to know that. And I keep pulling your resume up and I've made comments on it, but it will be coming. So I've got to set that time with you. It's been a bit crazy, but I haven't forgotten about you at all. So guys, I have set up on Clubhouse a new room today that I hadn't done before. So, and I've called it Affirmation Haven.
Let's craft affirmations that work. And it is in the public, just like kind of public space, period, right? I said I wanted to experiment. I'm going to actually reach out to Christina to see that, to see about putting back a space there that is open to everybody, that I have permission to open it. But if not, I'm going to be figuring out a schedule, one that still honors the women in business groups, because I want to still honor the women in business group because they really gave me my start and helped me to get going, as well as making sure that I put something out in public space so when you guys ping people into the group that they can show up. I want to make sure of that. So, guys, love. There was a lot of love that was there yesterday. There was a lot of love that was there yesterday for our nation. A love for a brighter and better tomorrow. I don't know if you guys noticed that. There was so much love there. And there is, I can't help myself, but to speak to.
Sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you.
Siri wants to join in. Guys, I have to speak to one thing. Can't help it. I can't not do it. So you just gotta see with me, okay? The frame, there was one frame in the speech that just really hit me. And this is the quote: disagreement must not lead to disunion. That call to so many things for me. We talk about, in our world of Scrum, about respect, and we talk about teaming. Well, in order for us to have true teaming, there has to be respect and there has to be openness. So that spoke to those values being really put into play of, I understand we're going to have premises on which we don't agree, but yet I'm still going to offer you the respect of staying open to allow you to express your disagreements to me, to give you a safe space to express them so that I can gain a greater understanding, a deeper understanding of, okay, why is this here? And what are you feeling and what is driving that? Because as much as we want everybody to be on the same page all the time, I don't know how to get you to my page. And I won't know how to help you understand my page if I don't first understand where you are currently at. So today I want to offer up to you openness. I want to offer up to you that word, the practice of openness. And I want to offer up to you the practice of openness in your communities. And our first community here is the community, obviously, of kind of internet space, right? First, that community, where a lot of harm in many cases happens because when we see words, when we hear words, we have reactions. I'm human too, right? We have reactions to certain words. However, if we foster openness in that moment, we will be able to craft a response. But we craft a response after we've heard the whole thought, right? Allowing ourselves to hear the complete thought, not just one thought, but hear the complete thought. And in hearing the complete thought, then and only then having a response. But if we're having a response that's rooted in the idea of making a connection and making a connection for healing. So fostering openness for the outcome of healing. That yes, I want to see us healed as a nation. I want to see us healed as a global populace. I want to see us healed. Therefore, if we want us to be healed, I got to hear where your wounds are. I've got to hear what's going on in your mind. I've got to hear your trauma. I've got to hear your scars. And your scars are going to be made evident to me through the things that you say and the things that you do. But if I give you that space, I promote that space of openness, then guess what? In that space of openness that I give you, a safe space of openness without judgment, it allows you then to begin to speak from where you're at. If you're not healed, you're not going to speak from a space of healing. You may instead speak from a space of hate. And we've heard and seen a lot of expressions that have come from those places of hate. But understand, the hate really is simply an expression of spaces that haven't been healed. So the opposite, right? The hate is simply expressions of the spaces that haven't been healed. So if I can offer up to you, if we can all offer up to each other an open space, we can begin to have that journey of coming to the same space, same page, and foster and facilitate respect emerging, because respect will emerge once we've really had healing. I don't know what you have had inside your head. I have no idea of the thoughts and the pictures that have been placed inside your head for years with words. I have no privy to that. But I will begin to get privy to it. I will be able to get into it if I foster a space that's open and safe. So in our working teams, in our organizations, I promote that we really give each other this space, that we foster some curiosity. Because if you're curious, it can promote you into that space of being able to inspect a situation. And yes, I'm doing it. I'm kind of scrumming at you right now, right? I'm pulling from that. So yeah, let me put that up. I am pulling from a scrum space right now. So let's put up that scrum warning. I definitely am pulling from out of that. But if we allow ourselves this area where our curiosity can trigger us into thinking like scientists, so then we can pull back out of the emotional reactions to be able to look and see, okay, what is it here that's not serving us? What is it here that we have to remove? What's that thing? What is that thing that's not giving us the outcome that we want? We can pull in that moment by choosing to be curious. By choosing to be curious, we can pull in that moment out of true inspection that's not labeled with judgment, and we can see what's going to next best serve us as a team, as an organization, as a collective of our humanity, by choosing curiosity. So if we want to foster openness that is a safe space that allows for healing, then we have got to take a step to be curious. We have got to take a step of curiosity. Willfully choose to be curious. Willfully choose to not react, but instead of reacting, to simply bring ourselves back to one of our huge power words: pause. The pause allows you to reposition your purpose for the situation. Where's the value at for you? Well, where's the value going to be at? Where is the value? You want to be able to reposition that value. Because if you can reposition yourself and find where your value is at, guess what? Now you can keep that space open and be able to foster now getting and facilitating the same page happening. See, if we are looking at the tiny pieces sometimes, like focusing in on the tiny pieces, it can be hard to see the bigger picture. But when I choose to offer you a space of openness, then I am going to have to make a choice to see the big picture. That big picture of humanity. So I present that to you. The bigger picture of humanity. When we listened to yesterday, the inaugural speech was about thinking to the collective. America is fabulous at thinking to the collective when it's under attack from external forces. But it hasn't yet mastered the muscle of doing well when it's attacked from inside. That's the muscle that we have to build. That when we're attacking ourselves from the inside, we utilize pause with intention. And we utilize our choice to be curious as to why we're doing this to ourselves. It's not external people. It's us doing it to ourselves. Why are we doing this to ourselves as a collective? Let me offer this up to you. This here is our mission. To enable us all to see internally that our humanity is beautiful. And yes, I'm offering that up to you and asking you to tweet it. Please tweet it, tweet it, tweet it, that our humanity is beautiful. I want to offer that up to you. Our humanity is beautiful. And because we believe our humanity is beautiful, because we embrace that to be true, then we can stay with the curiosity. Then we can stay with offering the safe space. Then we can stay with understanding each other. There we can stay with facilitating the healing process that's going to bring us all together at this outcome where we really want this togetherness, right? This outcome where we work as a collective. Let me pull that into our organizations. When we're thinking about the goals, guys, that we're trying to achieve, those goals that we are trying to achieve as a collective within our organization, we have got to be curious as to why things we thought were going to happen before didn't happen, curious as to why didn't it work. What do we use when we're curious about why it didn't work? We pull on those three pillars, the transparency, the inspection, and the adaptation. We pull on those three pillars, and then we pull into ourselves a technique, the technique of retrospectives. And we don't offer ourselves consistently, well, why didn't it work? What went wrong? Let's look at what's gone right. And what will it look like when this is working the way it should do? What are the things that will be in place when this is working the way it should work? What will be in place? What will make it work? That's a new way to look at it. What are the things that would be in place that would have made this work? What are the things that would be existing if this had been a truly collaborative moment? What would have been in existence? What would we have been celebrating? What would we have been thinking? What would we have been feeling if in this moment we were celebrating ourselves as a collective, ourselves as being on the same page, ourselves as truly being human? What? What are those thoughts that we would be having? What is it that we would have changed? And what is it that we would have moved out of the way? Yes, We allow ourselves, even in the moment of retrospective, to frame with intention the conversation. Still not to label it with goods and bads, but to label it with a perspective of where do we want to see ourselves being in the future? Then if we want to see ourselves being somewhere in the future, how about we just put ourselves there? Put ourselves in that future space and speak to ourselves in that space. When we look at crafting affirmations, when we look at powerful affirmations that can help us get to those spaces that we really want to truly be in, sitting in a space mentally in our thought frame of being in the space where the affirmation has been met, of being in the space where the curiosity has become a strong muscle, is the place we want to speak out of. So when I think today about an affirmation for us, and I think about one that has us as a community and that is fostering healing, here is an affirmation that I would say. Now, this is an affirmation I have brought to you before, but I'm going to reframe it, and I want you to see how I would reframe it by standing in the place where it is so versus where it isn't. Let me demonstrate that to you. So you guys can see here that this particular affirmation frame says, today I am grateful I willfully release biases so that I can be a valuable, caring member of the diverse community of humanity. And I choose to connect and understand. Yes, I choose to forgive. Okay? So that's the affirmation as it is. Welcome to you guys on Instagram who just got here. Welcome. Now, let me take this affirmation and let me use it in a retrospective frame, right? So in a retrospective, to speak to what I would want to see and help us to think it through, using this as a focus factor. If we're sitting in a space now where we are grateful, we have been able to let go of our biases. So we're in a space now where we hold no biases. How would we be celebrating together if there were no biases evident in our thinking or in our actions? What would that celebration look like? What would the celebration look like if we were all caring for each other despite things that had been said, but there was just care being fostering? What are the kinds of things we would be saying to each other as we worked together if caring for each other was truly there and we had it already? What would that look like? What would we be saying? If we truly were in a place where we were connecting, so we've had great connection with each other. So now we have fabulous connection and we have fabulous understanding. What are the things that we do with each other in the space where we have fabulous understanding, in the space where we have true connection? How would we be interacting and what would we be creating if we all knew we had let go things from the past and we were standing in new days with each other that were fostering full forgiveness? Ooh, what would that look like? That's me looking at being already there. That's me taking it that as a community, as a team, as an organization, we are where we desire to be. Not still on the journey, but that we've arrived at the journey. And retrospecting from the point of arrival versus retrospecting from the point of failing. Taking failure out of the equation because failure is not where we want to sit. The failure mindset is not what we want to take with us. What can that look like? So I'm going to say this affirmation from a point of it is so, and we've arrived at this space versus the idea of trying to get there. Yes, I am grateful and thankful that each member of my team embraces each other with total openness and respect. I am grateful we have an undying connection that allows us to foster innovation. I am grateful our innovation exists in a place that is open and consistently flowing with great ideas. I am grateful forgiveness is just what we do because we recognize our humanity and we respect our humanity every day. I am grateful our team is an open and growing respectful team. Saying that, taking that affirmation from something we're trying to have happen to using it as a placemat, as a foundation from where we are saying we are going to be, and speaking it as if we're already there. That's really taking that to a whole new level. And being able to do that means as a team, we've come together and we've decided to be curious. We've decided to be, what would it look like when we're there? Not what is it going to take for us to get there, but what would it look like when we're there? Now, by taking the what would it look like when we're there, guess what? Now we can make the steps that are going to bring us to the place we've talked about ourselves being at. That space. So the frame becomes empty because there's no judgment and there's no biases in the frame. Instead, as a team, we build this frame together. We build this frame as if we are already in our position where we want to be. We're taking intentions. So let me offer this frame to you. Today, I choose as an act of my will to only feed my thoughts with positive images, positive words, and positive intentions of myself and others. We're saying that there is our reality. That is not our destination anymore. It is our being. It is where we be. That's not great English. I know it's not great English. I know it's not great English, but it perfectly articulates it. It's where we be. It's where we be if we take it seriously and become very, 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 very intentional about the world we're truly trying to live in. Getting to the place where we're truly trying to be, guys, I don't want to offer up to you that it's easy. I want to insult your intelligence with that. But it's doable when we look at all the things that we have created as a species and take it from the species of humanity and pull it into things we have witnessed globally that we have been able to create as organizations. Things that didn't exist before exist today because humans came together. They came together and they were able to bring who they were with their collective powers and collective gifts to make great things happen. And in doing that, making those great things happen, wow, what have we seen? And look at what we enjoy. Look at the technology we're communicating on right now. Humans came together and they did this thing. They gave us virtual options. That's what they've done. That's what we're witnessing. That's what we're seeing. We live every day with something. We experience every day something that humans came together and built in spite of themselves. So I want to speak to us now as the human. And I want to offer us some thinking gems. I want to drop on us some affirmations. Yes, let's do some affirmations now. That can help us to begin to see the possibilities. Give our mind a frame of you know what? It's going to be okay. You know what? Yes, we're going to do this. Yes, we're going to make this happen. Yep, 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 yep. Oh, absolutely, yes. Let me offer you up some of those that we can begin to just simply embrace, begin to say together, right? Yes, they're not all here in this second, but today we're going to choose to say these. Today we're going to choose to let go of our past thinking, our past expressions, the past that we've seen, the past that we've experienced. Yes, I'm asking us to let go of all of that in this moment and just allow ourselves the simple gift of being, the simple gift of trying anew. Because you know why we want to try anew? I want to see that all of us like ourselves. All of us like ourselves. So we're not just in a space where we're hating some pieces of ourselves. Because when we're hating some pieces of ourselves, that's the time that we're not by any means going to be wanting to embrace anybody else, because we can't embrace ourselves. It's impossible to embrace others when we can't embrace ourselves. It just doesn't work. But when we're able to start embracing ourselves, then it becomes so much easier, way easier to embrace others, just like way, 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 way easier if we allow ourselves that. If we allow ourselves to understand that our personal humanity is truly beautiful. Our personal humanity is truly beautiful. It is. It is truly, truly beautiful. And because our personal humanity is beautiful, then our neighbor's humanity is beautiful. And because we choose to see our neighbor's humanity as beautiful, then we can see our collective humanity as beautiful. And we can stand in a place of gratitude around that. So today I choose to think outside of myself. Today I choose to think outside of myself and activate gratitude. Yes, I choose as an act of my will to align everything in me with gratefulness. Yes, I declare I am a grateful human. Yes, I declare I am a grateful soul. Yes, I am a grateful mind. Yes, I am a grateful body. And I release gratefulness into every aspect of my day now. Gratefulness is my choice. I believe if we anchor ourselves in a space of gratefulness, intentionally anchor ourselves there, then it's going to be so much easier to do the hard work that is ahead of us. If we can anchor ourselves in a place of gratitude. And why are we anchoring ourselves in a place of gratitude? Because what we're saying is we're already there. We are already in a place where we are no longer holding on to the things from our past. We're no longer holding on to the pains. We are no longer judging. Instead of judging, we're embracing. And instead of hurting collectively, we are starting to heal. That's what we're doing instead. Isn't that a better place to be? Isn't that a better place for us to be sitting? Don't you think so? So let me give you some very simple affirmations to take away with you today. Really simple. The first one I want to offer up to you is the affirmation of intention. So I want to give you that one first. Today I choose to allow myself the space and permission to embrace something new. Yes, I will begin my day with a new mindset. Yes, I will begin my day by framing my thoughts and intentions. Yes, today I will choose to affirm and declare my intentions in an audible fashion so I get to hear them, so that my mind captures my intention and assists me with my actions. Let's say that one again. Today I choose to allow myself space and permission to embrace something new. Yes, I will begin my day with a new mindset. Yes, I will begin my day by framing my thoughts and intentions. Yes, today I will choose to affirm and declare my intentions in an audible fashion so that my mind captures my intention and assists me with my actions. That's where I'll begin today, right? So I'm going to start there. Then, after I start there, I'm going to move to the next thing. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to activate my choice. Today, I choose as an act of my will to set my response to chaos. Yes, I choose with my power of choice to gift myself every minute of every day the gift of pause. I choose to inhale, pause. I choose to exhale, pause. I choose to ground my mind in peace and love. I choose to ground my mind in peace and love and openness. I choose my response to be understanding. I choose my response to be respect. I choose my response to be the gifting of grace, kindness, and care. Yes, I will gift peace. Yes, I will gift care. Yes, love is my response. By my choice, I'm activating my choice today and every day. Yes, my choice is activated now. Why is my choice activated now? My choice is activated now because I allowed myself to take a pause. I just pulled it back. I took a pause and then allowed myself to take a pause. I've been able to decide what it is I want to have as my response because I allowed myself to take a pause. Now, what else is it that I still want to say? How about we say another one? How about we talk to our mental health in the middle of all of this? And we talk about growth. See, you can see right now that this is blank. There's nothing on here. That's what I want you to gift our humanity today. That's what I want you to gift yourself. That's what I want to gift you, a blank slate. I want to invite you, everyone, to today create an affirmation for the world you want to exist in. I invite you, yes, even if you have never done it before, yes, even if you have never, ever done this before, I'm offering you a blank slate to start over. To start over in your thinking, a blank slate to start over in your responses to people, a blank slate for you to rewire your thoughts, a blank slate for you to craft your healing, a blank slate for you to craft your openness, a blank slate for you to craft your new responses, a blank slate. That's what I want to offer you today. And you notice that color? That color is a tranquil color. So to take this blank slate, use this blank slate to bring about for yourself a newness, new hope, new healing, newness. I offer you that gift today. I want to thank you all so much for choosing to be with me this morning. I want to give you thanks from the biggest part of my heart for still being here and doing this thing called life. Even though this journey, we know it's not easy, but it sure is doable. And I want to thank you for being here and doing this with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm throwing you guys hearts and thank yous. And I want to invite you to follow me on your social media platforms. You can find me at Your Agile Lady on all social media platforms. And I want to invite you again, remind you, this afternoon at 1 o'clock to join me on LinkedIn Live with Trisha Broderick as we talk and we continue our conversation and we dive into the things that happened yesterday and how and what they mean, we believe, to us and people who are like us. Although we don't say we're going to speak for everybody, we can definitely speak from ourselves and how it's helping us to feel. And we hope in doing that, it will foster a space for all of you. It will give you a new blank slate to begin to think, to begin to be, and to begin to do differently. Do differently in the dimensions that fill your life. Do differently in your health. Do differently with your finances. Do differently with your relationships. Do different with your career and business. Do different with your dreams. Take the blank slate to apply newness. Give yourself a reset. Take the reset of the blank slate. Take that as a gift for yourself. Take that blank slate, start over. Let's start over together. Let's start over together today. Leaders, start over. Start over with how you viewed your employees and your teams. Start over with how you've crafted teams. Start over with openness. Start over with focus. Start over with respect. Start over with commitment. Start over with courage today. Give yourself the gift of a blank slate to start over. And craft your affirmation today to enable the tomorrow you truly want to be in. Again, thank you guys for being here with me. It was lovely, and I am wishing you the best of days today. And I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow as we look to find inspiration that's hanging in the air around us, hanging in the circumstances out of us, mining the gems out of life to allow ourselves to be inspired. So as we're inspired, we can inspire others. Guys, have a wonderful day.